still by her feet. She'd caught an earlier flight from Chicago, excited to surprise Trevor for their 5th anniversary. She'd imagined his face lighting up. Maybe they'd go to that Italian restaurant he loved. Maybe they'd remember why they'd fallen in love in the first place. Instead, she heard his voice drifting from the living room, loud and careless with laughter. "Come on, man, seriously," his friend Brandon was saying. "You've been with Bethany for what, 3 years now? When are you going to leave Simone and make it official?" Simone's heart stopped. 3 years? Trevor's laugh was sharp and dismissive. "Leave Simone? Are you insane? That marriage was a business arrangement from day one. My father insisted I settle down to take over the company." Simone looked good on paper. Educated, came from a decent family, ran that little marketing business. She was perfect for the image. "But Bethany thinks you're going to marry her," another voice chimed in. "Jackson probably." "Marry her?" Trevor's voice dripped with contempt. "I'd rather die. Bethany's fun, she's exciting, but she's not wife material. She's got no connections, no class. She's what you keep on the side, not what you put on your arm at company events." The men laughed. Actually laughed. Simone felt her knees weaken. She pressed her back against the wall, her designer dress suddenly feeling too tight, her breath coming in shallow gasps. 5 years. 5 years of marriage, of trying to be perfect, of supporting his career, of pushing down the nagging feeling that something was wrong. "Does Simone know?" Brandon asked. "Simone? God, no. She's completely clueless. Sweet, really, in a pathetic kind of way. She actually thinks I work late all those nights. She bought me a Rolex last Christmas because she felt bad about how hard I was working." His voice was mocking. "Meanwhile, I'm at the plaza with Bethany, using the bonus Simone's company helped me earn." More laughter. Simone's hands were shaking. Her whole body was shaking. She wanted to burst in there, wanted to scream, wanted to throw something. But something deeper, colder, settled over her instead. A strange calm. "So you're just going to keep both of them forever?" Jackson asked. "Why not? Simone gives me stability and respectability. Bethany gives me everything else. It's the perfect setup. And honestly, Simone's so busy with her little business and trying to be the perfect wife, she'll never figure it out." "You're cold, man," Brandon said, but he was still laughing. "I'm practical," Trevor corrected. "Look, my father forced this marriage on me. Said I needed to be settled to prove I was ready for real responsibility in the company. I did what I had to do. But nobody said I had to be happy about it. Nobody said I had to pretend when it's just us guys." Simone carefully, silently, picked up her suitcase. She backed toward the door, opened it without a sound, and slipped back outside. She stood on her own front porch, the porch of the house she'd helped decorate, helped pay for, helped turn into a home, and felt like she was looking at a stranger's life. Her phone buzzed. A text from Trevor. "Working late again tonight, babe. Don't wait up." She stared at the message. How many times had she gotten this exact text? How many nights had she eaten dinner alone, told herself he was building their future, felt guilty for feeling lonely? Another text came through from her best friend Janelle. "How's Chicago? Land any new clients?" Simone's fingers moved automatically. Trip got cut short. "Can I come over?" "Always. I'll open wine." Simone walked to her car in a daze. She drove across town to Janelle's apartment, barely remembering the route. When Janelle opened the door and saw her face, she pulled Simone inside immediately. "What happened?" Aunt Simone told her. Every word. Every cruel, dismissive, heartbreaking word. Janelle's face went from shock to furious. "That son of a, we're going back there right now. We're going to." "No," Simone said quietly. Her voice sounded strange to her own ears. Flat. Distant. "We're not." "What do you mean we're not?" "Simone, he's been cheating on you for 3 years. He called you pathetic. He said." "I know what he said." Simone looked at her friend. "And I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of a scene. I'm not going to cry and beg and ask him why. I already know why. He told Brandon and Jackson exactly why. So what are you going to do?" Simone set down her wine glass. For the first time since she'd heard those words, she felt something besides numbness. She felt clear. Focused. "I'm going to erase him from my life." "What?" "He thinks I'm clueless. He thinks I'm pathetic. He thinks I'll never figure it out." Simone's voice was steady now, strong. "He has no idea what's coming." Janelle studied her face, then slowly nodded. "Okay, what do you need?" "A divorce attorney. The best one you know." "I know 3. I'll call them tomorrow." "Good." Simone pulled out her phone and started typing. and I need to stay here for a few days. Can I? You can stay as long as you need. Simone sent Trevor a text. Chicago trip extended. Client wants to discuss expansion. Might be here through the weekend. His response came immediately. That's great, babe. Proud of you. Take your time. Of course he was thrilled. More time with Bethany. Simone set her phone down and looked at Janelle. He said I'd rather die than marry her. So I'm going to let him go. Completely. And I'm going to make sure that when I'm done, he understands exactly what he lost. Simone went home Monday morning while Trevor was at work. She moved through the house like a ghost, seeing everything differently now. The photos on the wall, her smiling at the camera while Trevor looked distracted. The wedding album she'd carefully assembled, him checking his phone during the reception. The kitchen where she'd cooked countless dinners that grew cold while she waited. Every detail was evidence of her own blindness. But she wasn't blind anymore. She went to Trevor's home office first. He'd never locked it. Why would he? His trusting, pathetic wife would never snoop. She turned on his computer. Password, Bethany0517. Her stomach turned. May 17th. She checked her calendar. The date they'd started dating, apparently. His email was a goldmine. 3 years of correspondence with Bethany. Hotel confirmations. Receipts for jewelry. Dinner reservations at restaurants he told Simone were business dinners. She forwarded everything to her personal email, then deleted the sent messages. The credit card statements were worse. The Plaza Hotel, he'd taken Bethany there 6 times. Tiffany's, a bracelet purchased 2 weeks after their 4th anniversary, when he told Simone they should skip gifts this year to save money. A weekend trip to Miami she knew nothing about, billed as a conference. She photographed everything with her phone. In his desk drawer she found a burner phone. Of course he had a burner phone. The text messages made her feel sick. Not just the sexual content, she could handle that strangely, but the casual cruelty. Him complaining about Simone. Calling her boring. Making fun of the anniversary card she'd given him. She copied every message. His calendar showed a pattern. Every Tuesday and Thursday, late meeting, was code for time with Bethany. Some Saturdays were golf with clients. More time with Bethany. She cross-referenced with her own calendar. All the time she'd rearranged her schedule, canceled her own plans, accommodated his busy life. She'd been so stupid. No, she stopped herself. She hadn't been stupid. She'd been trusting. That was different. He'd been the liar. Simone pulled their joint bank account statements. She'd always handled her business finances separately. Her marketing firm was doing well, bringing in nearly $200,000 a year. But they had joint accounts for household expenses and savings. Except the savings account was almost empty. She dug deeper. Transfers to an account she didn't recognize. $50,000 over the past 2 years, moving bit by bit into an account in Trevor's name only. He'd been hiding money. She photographed everything, then made copies of their tax returns, mortgage documents, investment statements. She found the prenup they'd signed, his father's idea meant to protect the family business. She read it carefully now, noting every clause. It wouldn't protect him from adultery. It wouldn't protect him from financial deception. Her phone rang. Trevor. Hey babe, how's it going? You coming home tonight? She forced her voice to sound normal. Yeah, I got in this morning. Just catching up on work at home. Great. I've got drinks with a client tonight, but I should be home by 10. Bethany. He had plans with Bethany. No problem. I'll see you then. Love you, he said automatically. She managed and hung up. She couldn't say it back. Couldn't force those words past her lips. Not anymore. Of them together that she now saw through new eyes. In almost every picture from the past 3 years, he looked impatient or distracted. There was one from last year's company holiday party. She was looking at him with such open affection, and he was looking at his phone. She'd been so desperate to make it work, to be enough, that she'd ignored every sign. By evening, she had everything she needed. Emails, texts, photos, financial records, calendar entries. A complete picture of his double life. She backed everything up on a flash drive and stored it in her car. Trevor came home at 10:30, smelling like expensive perfume. Hey babe, he said, kissing her cheek. How was your day? Fine, she said. How were drinks? Oh, you know, boring business stuff. She watched him lie to her face and felt nothing. The pain from 3 days ago had crystallized into something harder, colder. Something focused. I'm tired, she said. Going to bed. I'll be up soon. Just need to check some emails. Of course he did. Probably needed to text Bethany goodnight. Simone lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, her mind racing. Tomorrow she had appointments with all 3 attorneys Janelle had recommended. She'd choose the best one and start the process. But she'd do it quietly, carefully. Trevor thought she was clueless. He thought he was safe. He had no idea that the pathetic, boring wife he dismissed had just spent the entire day building the case that would destroy the life he'd built on lies. The first attorney was sharp but aggressive. "We'll take him for everything," she promised, eyes gleaming. The second was kind but soft. "Are you sure you don't want to try counseling first?" The third was perfect. Patricia Monroe was in her 50s, with silver hair and eyes that had clearly seen every trick in the book. She listened to Simone's entire story without interrupting, reviewed the evidence Simone had gathered, and then leaned back in her chair. "You've done excellent work documenting everything," Patricia said. "Most people come in here emotional and empty-handed. You came prepared." "I spent 15 years building my business," Simone said. "I know how to build a case." "Good. Because here's what we're going to do." Patricia pulled out a legal pad. "First, we're going to protect your assets. You said your business accounts are separate." "Completely. My company is in my name only. The business account, the business credit card, everything." "Excellent. Keep it that way." "Now, the joint accounts, how much is in there currently?" "About 20,000 in checking. The savings is almost depleted, but that's his doing. Take half of what's in checking. Move it to your personal account. You're entitled to it, and we need to protect your access to funds. Do it today." Simone nodded, making notes. "Second, start looking for your own place. Don't sign anything yet, but have options ready. When we file, you'll want to move out quickly. I've already been looking. There's a condo downtown near my office. I can pay cash from my business reserves." Patricia smiled. "You really are prepared. Now the hard part. Until we file, you need to act completely normal. Can you do that?" Simone thought about the past week. Coming home every night. Sitting across from Trevor at dinner. Listening to him talk about his day, knowing every third sentence was probably a lie. Smiling when he kissed her goodnight. Saying nothing when he claimed another late work night. "Yes," she said. "I can do that. It won't be easy. Most people crack. They confront, they cry, they tip their hand. I won't." Patricia studied her. "I believe you. Okay. We'll need about 2 weeks to prepare everything. In the meantime, document anything new. If he takes another trip, if there are more suspicious charges, if anything happens that seems relevant." "I will." "And Simone?" Patricia's voice softened slightly. "Take care of yourself. Get a therapist if you need one. Lean on your friends. This is going to be one of the hardest things you've ever done, and you're going to have to do most of it in silence." That afternoon, Simone transferred $10,000 to her personal account. Then she went to see the condo downtown. Floor-to-ceiling windows, modern kitchen, a second bedroom perfect for a home office. The building had security, a gym, underground parking. "I'll take it," she told the realtor. "Don't you want to think about it? Talk to your husband?" "I'm getting divorced," Simone said simply. "And I don't need to think about it." She wrote a check for the deposit. That evening, she cooked Trevor's favorite meal: steak, roasted potatoes, asparagus. She'd always been a good cook. Another thing he took for granted. "This is amazing," he said. "What's the occasion?" "No occasion. Just felt like cooking." He smiled at her, that charming smile that had once made her heart race. Now she just saw the lie behind it. "You're the best, you know that?" She said nothing, just cleared the plates. Later, while he was in the shower, she checked his burner phone. New messages from Bethany. "When are you going to tell her about us?" And, "I'm tired of being your secret." Trouble in paradise. Simone took screenshots. The next 2 weeks were surreal. She went to work every day, managing her team, meeting with clients, landing a major new contract with a tech startup. She came home every evening, made dinner, asked about Trevor's day. She did laundry. She smiled for photos at his colleague's birthday party. She boxed up her grandmother's jewelry, the only things in the house she truly cared about, and moved them to a storage unit. She quietly began packing her personal items. Things Trevor would never notice were gone. Books, photo albums from before they met, her college diplomas, important documents. She changed her passwords on everything. Social media, email, bank accounts, credit cards. She updated her will, removing Trevor as beneficiary and executor. She met with her business attorney to ensure her company was completely protected. If anyone comes after Winter's marketing group during divorce proceedings, what happens? It's a separate entity established before your marriage with no marital funds invested. It's protected. But we'll add extra documentation just to be safe. She had coffee with Janelle every other morning just to maintain her sanity. How are you doing this? Janelle asked. How are you so calm? I'm not calm, Simone admitted. I'm furious, but fury is useful. It keeps me focused. She hired movers for 2 weeks out, scheduled for a Tuesday afternoon when Trevor would be at work. She gave notice at the condo that she'd be moving in at the end of the month. She found a therapist, Dr. Raymond Chin. No, wait, she couldn't use that name. Dr. Jerome Washington. Someone who specialized in betrayal trauma. She had her first session on a Saturday while Trevor was supposedly golfing. I'm about to file for divorce, she told the therapist. But I'm not sad. I'm angry. Is that normal? Anger is a very normal response to betrayal, Dr. Washington said. It's often healthier than sadness, actually. It means you're not blaming yourself. I did blame myself. For about a day. Then I realized he's the one who lied. He's the one who cheated. He's the one who took vows and broke them. Exactly. So why do I feel guilty for planning this divorce without telling him? Because you're a person with integrity. You think people should be honest with each other? But Simone, he gave up his right to that courtesy when he built an entire secret life. She left the session feeling lighter. On the 13th day, Patricia called. We're ready. How do you want to do this? Simone looked at her calendar. Tomorrow, Trevor had an important presentation at his father's company. The quarterly review. All the executives would be there. Tomorrow, she said. Serve him at the office. 2 o'clock. That's bold. He called me pathetic, Simone said quietly. He laughed about how clueless I was. I want him to feel a fraction of the humiliation I felt. Consider it done. That night, Simone packed the last of her essential items. She'd leave the furniture. Most of it was his family's anyway. She'd leave the dishes, the decorations, everything that represented a life she no longer wanted. She'd take her clothes, her books, her grandmother's quilt, her computer, and her dignity. Tomorrow, Trevor's perfect double life would end, and her real life would begin. Simone woke up before Trevor like she always did. She made coffee like she always did. She kissed him goodbye as he left for his big presentation like she always did. Wish me luck, he said at the door. Good luck, she said automatically. She watched him drive away, then immediately called the movers. We're on for this afternoon, correct? Yes, ma'am. 2 o'clock. Perfect. The servers would reach Trevor at 2. The movers would start at 2. By the time he got home, she'd be gone. She went to work, had her regular Tuesday morning meeting with her team, reviewed campaign analytics, approved designs. Her assistant asked if she was okay. I'm great, Simone said, and she meant it. At 1:30, she left the office. At 1:45, she pulled up to the house. At 2 o'clock exactly, the moving truck arrived. She directed them to take specific items. Her clothes, her office supplies, the bookshelf from the guest room that had been her mother's, the small dining table from her first apartment that she'd kept in the basement, personal photos, her art supplies, the coffee maker she'd bought. Her phone rang at 2:15. Trevor. She didn't answer. It rang again. And again. Text messages started flooding in. What the hell is this? Call me now. This is insane. You can't just serve me at work. She turned off her phone. By 3 o'clock, the movers had everything loaded. Simone walked through the house one last time. 5 years. 5 years of trying to build a home with someone who'd been laughing at her the whole time. She left her wedding ring on the kitchen counter, exactly where she'd imagined doing it. No note. The divorce papers said everything that needed to be said. She locked the door and put her key in an envelope in the mailbox. The condo was empty but clean. The movers helped her unload and she tipped them generously. By 5 o'clock, she was alone in her new space, surrounded by boxes, and she felt free. Her phone buzzed. She turned it back on, but Trevor's number was blocked. It was Janelle. He called me, Janelle said. He's losing his mind. He wants to know where you are. Did you tell him? I told him to talk to his attorney. Are you okay? I'm perfect. At 6 o'clock, someone buzzed her apartment. Security called up. Ma'am, there's a Trevor Winters here to see you. Tell him I'm not available and he's not welcome in this building. Yes, ma'am. He tried calling from different numbers. She blocked each one. He sent emails. She set up a filter to send them directly to trash. Patricia called at 7. He's freaking out. His attorney already called me. He wants to talk. No. That's what I told them. They're claiming you blindsided him. He blindsided me when he started sleeping with someone else 3 years ago while telling his friends I was pathetic. Agreed. They're going to try for reconciliation counseling. Absolutely not. That's what I figured. I'll shut it down. How are you doing? I'm unpacking my new life. Simone ordered pizza, put on music, and started organizing her space. She hung her clothes in a closet that was entirely hers. She set up her home office with a view of the city. She arranged her books on her mother's bookshelf. Around 9, Janelle showed up with wine and a housewarming plant. You did it, Janelle said, looking around the empty but hopeful space. I did it. How do you feel? Simone thought about it. Lighter. Like I've been carrying something heavy for 5 years and I finally put it down. They sat on the floor. Simone didn't have furniture yet and drank wine from coffee mugs. He came to my place too, Janelle admitted. Demanded to know where you were. I told him if he didn't leave, I'd call the police. Thank you. He was crying, saying he made a mistake, that he loves you. Simone laughed, a harsh sound. He loves me? He told his friends he'd rather die than marry his mistress because she wasn't good enough, but he was perfectly happy to keep me as the respectable wife while he had his fun. I know. He doesn't love me. He loves what I represented. Stability. Respectability. The perfect image. What did his father say? I heard the divorce papers were served right before the quarterly review. I don't know and I don't care. That's Trevor's problem now. Her new email account, the one Trevor didn't know about, had a message from Patricia. Trevor's attorney is requesting a meeting. They want to discuss terms. I assume you want me to handle this? Simone replied, handle everything. I don't want to see him or speak to him. Communication through attorneys only. She slept that night on an air mattress in her new bedroom, windows open to the city sounds, and didn't dream at all. The next morning, she went to work as usual. Her team noticed something different about her. You seem energized, her assistant said carefully. I am. Let's talk about the Henderson campaign. I have some new ideas. Trevor tried to show up at her office around lunch. Her receptionist, briefed the day before, stopped him at the door. I'm sorry, Mr. Winters, but Ms. Winters isn't available. I'm her husband. I'm aware. And I'm calling security. He left before security arrived, but not before causing enough of a scene that several of her employees noticed. Simone called Patricia. He came to my workplace. Can we do something about that? I'll have a strongly worded letter sent immediately. If he does it again, we can pursue a restraining order. Good. For the next week, Trevor tried everything. He sent flowers to her office. She had them donated to a hospital. He sent letters to her condo. She returned them unopened. He tried to contact her through old mutual friends. She told everyone the same thing. Communication through attorneys only. His attorney offered a settlement. She could keep her business, he'd keep the house, they'd split other assets 50-50. Absolutely not, Simone told Patricia. He committed adultery. He hid money. I want the full settlement outlined in the prenup for infidelity. That's substantial. I know. I read the prenup. He was so confident I'd never need to use. Trevor's father called her office. She didn't take the call. He showed up at her building. Security didn't let him up. You're destroying my son's reputation, he said through the intercom. Your son destroyed his own reputation, she replied and disconnected. 2 weeks after filing, Simone bought furniture. A comfortable couch. A real bed. A dining table for 4. She was building a life, piece by piece, that was entirely hers. And Trevor was realizing, finally, that his pathetic, clueless wife had outplayed him at every turn. The first crack in Trevor's perfect facade came from an unexpected source, Bethany. Janelle heard it through the social gossip chain and called Simone immediately. You're going to love this. Bethany found out about the divorce. And? She showed up at Trevor's office. Apparently, she thought this meant they could finally be together. You know, since he was finally free. Simone could picture it. Bethany, excited, probably wearing something expensive that Trevor had bought her, ready to step into the role of the official girlfriend. What happened? He told her they needed to cool things off. That the divorce was complicated and he needed to focus on protecting his assets. Translation: he can't afford her anymore and his reputation is in the toilet. How did she take it? Not well. She caused a huge scene. Security had to escort her out. But here's the best part. She's been texting all their mutual friends about how Trevor used her. How he promised her everything and lied. Simone felt a small, cold satisfaction. Karma. It gets better. Trevor's father demoted him. Apparently, the divorce scandal was bad enough, but having his mistress make a scene at the office was the final straw. Trevor's no longer being groomed for the CEO position. Good. The second crack came from Trevor's social circle. People who'd smiled at Simone at parties, who'd known about Bethany, who'd said nothing. They started calling her. She didn't answer, but they left messages. Simone, it's Rachel. I just wanted to say I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was serious between Trevor and Bethany. If I'd known. Delete. Simone, it's Brad. Look, I know things are messy right now, but Trevor's really struggling. His dad basically exiled him to the satellite office in Newark. Maybe you could talk to him. Delete. Simone, it's Nicole. I heard what happened and I just want you to know that I always thought you were too good for him. That one made her laugh. Where was Nicole's opinion 3 years ago? Delete. Patricia called with updates. Trevor's attorney is getting desperate. They're offering you the house, $100,000 in cash, and he'll cover all legal fees. What does the prenup say I'm entitled to? Given the proven adultery and the hidden assets we discovered, you're entitled to the house, half of all marital assets including his trust fund distributions and significant alimony. Then that's what I want. It's going to be a fight. I have time. The third crack came from Trevor himself. He started showing up places he knew she'd be. Her favorite coffee shop, the gym she went to, the restaurant where she had business lunches. After the fourth coincidental meeting, she called Patricia. I want a restraining order. He hasn't threatened you. He's harassing me. He's showing up at places he knows I'll be. He's trying to force interactions. Keep a log. Every time you see him, where and when. If we can establish a pattern, we can get a temporary order of protection. Simone started documenting everything. Trevor outside her building at 7 in the morning. Trevor at the coffee shop where she got her morning latte. Trevor in the parking lot at her office building. She also started noticing he looked terrible. His suits were wrinkled. His hair was messy. He had bags under his eyes. She felt nothing. The fourth crack was financial. Trevor had been living beyond his means, funding his lifestyle with Bethany through a combination of bonuses, trust fund distributions, and credit. With his demotion, the bonuses dried up. With the divorce, the trust fund was being held up in legal proceedings. With Bethany gone, he still had all the bills, the apartment he'd been renting for her, the credit cards he'd given her access to. Patricia reported, he's trying to claim financial hardship. Says he can't afford the settlement because of unexpected expenses. What unexpected expenses? He won't specify. But my guess? He's been funding a second life and now can't maintain it. That's not my problem. Agreed. We're not budging. Simone focused on her own life. She landed 2 more major clients. She hired 3 new employees. She started a business networking group for women entrepreneurs. She joined a book club. She took a pottery class on Thursday evenings. She built a life that had nothing to do with Trevor. One evening, 6 weeks after filing for divorce, Janelle called. You need to see this. It was a social media post from one of Trevor's friends. A photo from a bar, Trevor in the background, clearly drunk, with the caption, "Bro's going through it." That his wife took him for everything. Heard his dad cut him off. Heard the side chick dumped him too. Maybe he shouldn't have cheated. Simone stared at the photo. This was the man who'd called her pathetic? Who'd laughed about how clueless she was? Who'd said he'd rather die than marry someone like Bethany, but had kept Simone around for appearances? He looked pathetic now, and she felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not pity, not anger. Nothing. You okay? Janelle asked. I'm fine. Actually, I'm meeting a potential client in 20 minutes. I need to go. A client at 8 p.m.? Networking event. Chamber of Commerce thing. Look at you, out here building an empire while he falls apart. Simone smiled. That's exactly what I'm doing. At the networking event, she connected with a software company looking for a marketing overhaul. The owner was sharp, asked good questions, seemed impressed with her portfolio. I like your approach, he said. It's strategic, thoughtful. Not flashy but effective. That's my specialty, Simone said. Building real results, not just pretty campaigns. I'm Garrett Mitchell, he said, extending his hand. Simone Winters. Winters Marketing Group, I've heard good things. They talked shop for 20 minutes. He asked insightful questions about analytics, customer retention, brand consistency. She found herself enjoying the conversation, the intellectual challenge of it. We should set up a formal meeting, Garrett said. I think we could do good work together. I'd like that. He handed her his card. She handed him hers. Professional. Simple. As she drove home that night, she realized she'd gone an entire 2 hours without thinking about Trevor once. The divorce, her new condo, her growing business. It was all just her life now. Her real life. Trevor's empire was crumbling. Hers was just being built. 3 months after filing for divorce, Simone's business had grown beyond her projections. The tech startup she'd landed became a flagship client, leading to referrals from 3 other companies. She moved Winter's marketing group to a larger office space with room for her expanding team. "This is incredible," her assistant Jordan said, looking around the bright, modern office. Floor-to-ceiling windows, an open workspace, a conference room with a view. "We earned it," Simone said. "Every single one of us worked for this." She'd hired carefully. Her team was small but mighty. Jordan handling operations, Christina on design, Marcus. No, she needed a different name. Her team was small but mighty. Jordan handling operations, Christina on design, Andre on analytics, and 2 new junior account managers. The divorce was still ongoing. Trevor's attorney kept trying to negotiate down, claiming Trevor couldn't afford the settlement. Patricia was relentless. "He has a trust fund worth over $2 million, Patricia told the judge at a hearing Simone didn't attend. "He has investments, he has a salary of $200,000 a year even after his demotion. He can afford this settlement. What he can't afford is the lifestyle he was maintaining with his mistress." The judge was not sympathetic to Trevor. Simone started therapy regularly, every Tuesday morning before work. Dr. Washington was helping her process not just the betrayal, but the years of making herself smaller, quieter, more accommodating. "You said you used to paint?" Dr. Washington noted during one session. "When did you stop?" "I don't know. Early in the marriage?" Trevor said the paint smell gave him headaches. "And I was busy building the business. I just stopped making time for it." "Would you like to start again?" That weekend, Simone bought art supplies. Canvas, brushes, oils, acrylics. She set up an easel in the corner of her living room. She didn't paint anything specific at first, just colors and shapes. But it felt good. Like reclaiming a part of herself she'd forgotten existed. She reconnected with friends from college, women she'd lost touch with during her marriage. They met for brunch and Simone told them everything. "I can't believe you went through all that alone," her friend Nina said. "I wasn't alone. I had Janelle. And honestly, I needed the space to figure out who I was without him." "You seem different," another friend, Carmen, observed. "Stronger. More yourself." "I am myself. For the first time in 5 years." The meeting with Garrett Mitchell's company went well. Very well. They signed a 6-month contract for a complete marketing overhaul. Branding, digital presence, customer acquisition strategy. "Your pitch was exactly what we needed," Garrett told her after they signed the contracts. "Clear, realistic, strategic. Half the agencies we talked to promised us the moon. You promised us measurable results. That's all I can promise. But I'm confident we'll deliver." They set up weekly check-ins to monitor progress. Simone found herself looking forward to those meetings. Garrett was smart, asked good questions, actually listened to her recommendations. And he was funny with a dry wit that caught her off guard. After their 3rd weekly meeting, he asked, "You want to grab coffee? I mean, we just spent an hour on Zoom, but I could use actual caffeine and human interaction." Simone hesitated, then thought, why not? Sure. They met at a coffee shop near her office. The conversation flowed easily from business to books to music. "You seem to actually enjoy your work," Garrett observed. "I do. I built this company from nothing. Every client, every employee, every success, it's mine. That must be satisfying." "It is." She paused. "I'm going through a divorce. Just so you know. It's not. I mean, we're not dating or anything, this is just coffee. But I believe in being upfront." "I appreciate that. For what it's worth, I went through a divorce 3 years ago. So I get it." "What happened?" "If you don't mind me asking." "We got married too young. Wanted different things. She wanted to move back to her hometown, have kids right away. I wanted to build my company, stay in the city. We tried to compromise, but you can't really compromise on fundamental life goals." "That's mature of you. We're actually still friends. Grab lunch a few times a year. Check in." Simone tried to imagine that, being friends with Trevor after everything. Impossible. "That's not going to be my situation," she said. "My ex. Well, let's just say there's no friendship in our future." "Fair enough." Coffee became a semi-regular thing. After weekly meetings, they'd grab coffee or sometimes lunch. It was comfortable, easy. Simone found herself laughing more, relaxing more. Janelle noticed. You're smiling at your phone. Is that Garrett? We're just friends. Business associates. Wow. Business associates who text each other memes about marketing fails. He has a good sense of humor. And you light up when you talk about him. Janelle? I'm just saying you're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to meet people. You're allowed to move on. I'm not ready for that. Maybe not. But maybe eventually. The divorce proceedings dragged on. Trevor's attorney filed motion after motion, trying to delay, trying to reduce the settlement. Patricia countered every single one. He's running out of money for legal fees, Patricia told Simone. His attorney hinted they might need to accept our terms soon. Good. How are you doing with all this? Honestly, I barely think about it anymore. I check in with you for updates, I read what I need to read, but it's not consuming my life. That's healthy. I'm building something real now. The business, my friendships, my art. Trevor and all his drama, it's just noise in the background. At her next therapy session, Dr. Washington asked, do you think about reconciliation? Never. Not even when you're lonely? I'm not lonely. I have friends, I have work I love, I have goals I'm achieving. I was lonelier in my marriage than I am now. That's a significant realization. When you're with someone who doesn't really see you, who doesn't value you, you can be completely alone even when they're sitting right next to you. Now I'm surrounded by people who actually care about me. How is that lonely? She left the session feeling validated. That evening, she worked on a painting. Bold colors, abstract shapes, energy and movement. She'd forgotten how much she loved this, the feeling of creating something from nothing. Her phone buzzed. Garrett. Random question. You like jazz? Depends on the jazz. Why? There's a show tomorrow night at the Blue Note. My friend canceled. Wanna come? Totally platonic, just good music and overpriced drinks. She should say no. She was busy, she was still married technically, she was dealing with a divorce. But she wanted to say yes. Sure, she typed. Sounds fun. The next night, she wore a dress that wasn't for Trevor's approval or for anyone else. She wore it because she liked it. She met Garrett at the venue, and they found a small table near the stage. The music was incredible. She lost herself in it, in the moment, in the simple pleasure of being somewhere she wanted to be with someone whose company she enjoyed. You're smiling, Garrett said during the intermission. Am I? Yeah, it's nice. I feel light. Is that weird? Not at all. I felt the same way after my divorce finalized. Like I'd been carrying a weight I didn't realize was there until it was gone. Exactly. They stayed until the last set, then walked out into the cool night air. Thank you for inviting me, Simone said. I needed this. Anytime. And I mean that. As friends or whatever we are. Friends, she said firmly. I'm not ready for more than that. Fair enough. Friends it is. He hailed her a cab and she went home to her quiet, peaceful condo. She made tea, sat on her couch, and realized something important. She was happy. Not the performance of happiness she'd maintained during her marriage. Not the desperate attempt to convince herself she was happy. Actually, genuinely happy. Trevor had called her pathetic. He'd thought she'd never figure out his lies, never leave, never build a life without him. He'd been wrong about everything. The divorce was finally moving toward resolution. Trevor's money for legal battles had run out, and his attorney advised him to accept the settlement terms. Patricia called with the news. He's agreed to everything. The house, the alimony, his portion of responsibility for the hidden assets. We should have final papers in 2 weeks. That's it? Simone asked. That's it. How do you feel? Relieved. Ready to close this chapter completely. You should be proud of yourself. Most people crumble under this kind of process. You stayed strong, stayed focused, and got what you deserved. After hanging up, Simone sat in her office looking out at the city. 5 months since she'd overheard those words. 5 months of pain, strategy, rebuilding, and growth. She was ready for it to be over. That weekend, Winter's marketing group celebrated landing their biggest client yet, a national retail chain looking for a complete brand refresh. The contract was worth nearly $500,000. We're going out, Jordan declared. The whole team. We're celebrating properly. They went to a rooftop bar, the whole team plus Janelle. Simone let herself enjoy it, the success, the camaraderie, the sense of accomplishment. Her phone buzzed. Garrett, heard through the grapevine you landed the Hartman account. Congratulations. Thank you. How did you hear? Business circles. People talk. Want to grab dinner this week to celebrate. She looked at Janelle, who was watching her with knowing eyes. Just say yes, Janelle mouthed. Sure, Simone typed. Dinner sounds great. Wednesday evening, she met Garrett at a small Italian restaurant. Not fancy, not pretentious, just good food and warm lighting. To your success, Garrett said, raising his wine glass. To our success. Your company's growth helped me make my pitch. The case study we built together was compelling. We work well together. They talked about business for a while, then somehow the conversation shifted. He told her about growing up in Boston, about his relationship with his brother, about the early days of building his company from his apartment. She found herself telling him about her grandmother, who taught her to paint, about her first job in marketing, how she'd saved every penny to start her own firm, about the fear and exhilaration of those early days. You've built something remarkable, Garrett said. Most people talk about starting businesses. You actually did it. So did you. True. But I had investor money and a safety net. You bootstrapped everything. I didn't have a choice. It was build something of my own or spend my whole life working for someone else. Your ex must have been proud. Simone's expression must have changed because Garrett immediately backtracked. Sorry? You don't have to talk about that. No, it's okay. She took a breath. He wasn't proud. He called my business cute and a nice hobby. When I landed my first major client, he told me not to let it distract from my responsibilities at home. He sounds like an idiot. She laughed. He was. I just didn't see it for a long time. What changed? She told him. Not everything, but enough. The overheard conversation. The evidence she'd gathered. The strategic divorce. You served him at work? Garrett's eyes widened. That's actually brilliant. Petty, you mean? No. Strategic. He humiliated you privately. You held him accountable publicly. There's a difference. She liked that he saw it that way. Not revenge, but accountability. It's almost over, she said. Final papers should be signed in a week or two. How do you feel about that? Free. Like I'm finally closing a door that should have been closed a long time ago. After dinner, they walked through the neighborhood. The conversation flowed easily, comfortable silences punctuated by observations about the city, favorite bookstores, best pizza in town. I have a confession, Garrett said as they reached your building. I asked you to coffee that first time not just for business reasons. Oh, I thought you were impressive. Smart, strategic, genuinely passionate about your work. I wanted to get to know you better. Garrett? I know. You're not ready. You're still dealing with the divorce. And that's okay. I'm not asking for anything. I just wanted to be honest. I appreciate that. And I like spending time with you. But you're right, I'm not ready. When you are, if you are, let me know. Until then, friends? Friends. He hailed her a cab, and as she rode home, she felt something unfamiliar. Hope, maybe. The possibility that someday, when the dust settled, there might be something good waiting. But not yet. The divorce papers arrived the following Tuesday. Simone signed them in Patricia's office, her hand steady. It's done, Patricia said. Officially. You're no longer married to Trevor Winters. Good. The house is yours. You can sell it, keep it, whatever you want. The first alimony payment will be processed next week. Simone had already decided. I'm selling the house. I don't want anything from that life. That evening, Janelle came over with champagne. To your freedom, Janelle toasted. To starting over. They were halfway through the bottle when Simone's phone rang. A known number. Don't answer it, Janelle said. But Simone did. Hello. Simone, it's me, Trevor. I don't have anything to say to you. Please just listen. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. But I've had time to think, and I realize now what I lost. You were the best thing in my life, and I was too stupid to see it. You're calling to say this now? After everything? I miss you. I miss us. We could try again. Start over. I'll do better, I promise. Simone felt nothing. No anger, no pain, no temptation. Trevor, you told your friends you'd rather die than marry someone like your mistress, but you kept me around because I looked good on paper. You called me pathetic. You laughed about how clueless I was. You built an entire secret life while I was trying to build a real marriage. I was wrong. I was an idiot. Yes, you were. But here's the thing, I don't care anymore. I don't care about your regrets or your realizations. I don't care that you're sorry or that you finally figured out what you lost. I'm done. Simone. I'm happier now than I ever was with you. I have a business that's thriving. I have friends who actually value me. I have a life that's completely mine. Why would I give that up to go back to someone who made me feel small? I'll change. No, you won't. But even if you did, it wouldn't matter. I don't want you anymore. I don't love you. I don't even think about you except when you force me to, like right now. You're making a mistake. The only mistake I made was staying as long as I did. Goodbye, Trevor. Don't call me again. She hung up and blocked the number. Janelle was staring at her. That was, wow. I meant every word. I know. That's what makes it so good. Simone felt lighter. That was the closure she needed, not from him, but from herself. The final confirmation that she'd made the right choice, that she was exactly where she was supposed to be. Her phone buzzed. Garrett. Random thought. There's a new art exhibit opening Saturday. Want to check it out? She smiled. I'd love to. The art exhibit was stunning. Modern pieces mixed with classical techniques, bold colors, and experimental forms. Simone stood in front of a massive abstract canvas, studying the layers of paint, the way the artist had built depth through color. You're really into this one, Garrett observed. I used to paint. I'm trying to get back into it. Really? I'd love to see your work sometime. It's not that good. I'm rusty. I doubt that. They spent 2 hours wandering through the gallery, discussing pieces they loved and pieces they didn't understand. It was easy, comfortable. At one point, Garrett's hand brushed hers as they reached for the same exhibit description, and Simone felt a flutter of something she wasn't ready to name. Not yet. Monday morning, her assistant Jordan looked worried. There's someone here to see you. He doesn't have an appointment. Who? Trevor Winters. He says he won't leave until you talk to him. Simone's jaw tightened. Call security. Are you sure? Absolutely. And Jordan? If he shows up again, don't even tell me. Just call security immediately. 20 minutes later, Patricia called. Trevor showed up at your office? Security escorted him out. How did you know? Because his attorney just called me, furious. Apparently, Trevor is struggling with the separation and just wants to talk to you. I don't care what he's struggling with. I told him on the phone last week that I'm done. I meant it. I'll file for a restraining order today. This is harassment. That afternoon, flowers were delivered to Simone's office. 24 roses with a card. I'm sorry. Please give me another chance. She had Jordan donate them to a nursing home. The next day, more flowers. She donated those too. On Wednesday, a package arrived, expensive jewelry, a bracelet from Tiffany's. The same store where he'd bought gifts for Bethany. She sent it back, unopened. Trevor started showing up places again. Outside her building in the morning. At the coffee shop near her office. At the gym. Simone documented everything, photographing him each time, noting the date and time. She sent it all to Patricia. This is more than enough for a restraining order, Patricia said. I'm filing today. He'll be served by end of week. Thursday evening, Simone had dinner plans with Garrett. He'd found a new Thai restaurant he wanted to try. She was looking forward to it, a bright spot in an increasingly frustrating week. She was getting ready when her doorman called up. Ms. Winters, there's a Trevor Winters in the lobby. He says he needs to speak with you urgently. Don't let him up. If he doesn't leave, call the police. Yes, ma'am. 10 minutes later, her phone rang. The doorman again. He's refusing to leave. We've called the police. Thank you. She texted Garrett, running late. Ex-husband drama. We'll explain later. Take your time. I'm here when you're ready. The police arrived and removed Trevor from the building. The doorman called to confirm. He's gone, Ms. Winters. And we've added him to the banned list. He won't be allowed in the building again. I appreciate it. By the time she met Garrett, she was shaking with anger. You okay? He asked immediately. She told him what had happened. All of it, the flowers, the jewelry, the stockings showing up at her building. That's not okay, Garrett said quietly. That's not romantic or persistent. That's harassment. I know. My attorney is filing a restraining order. Good. Have you thought about increasing your personal security? At least until this settles down? I hadn't, but that's smart. I'll look into it. Dinner help. Garrett kept the conversation light, made her laugh, distracted her from the stress. By the time they finished, she felt calmer. Thank you, she said as they walked out. I needed this. Anytime. And Simone, if you ever feel unsafe, call me. Day or night. I mean that. I will. The restraining order was granted on Friday. Trevor was legally required to stay at least 500 feet away from Simone, her home, and her business. He violated it on Monday. He sent an email to her work account. "This is insane. I just want to talk to you. Why are you being so cruel?" Patricia forwarded it to the police. Trevor was charged with violation of a restraining order. Then he tried a different approach. He contacted Simone's clients. "I'm concerned about my ex-wife's mental state," he told the owner of one of her smaller accounts. "She's been erratic lately. I just wanted to make sure she's handling your account properly." The client immediately called Simone. "What is this about?" Simone felt her professional reputation being attacked. "My ex-husband is harassing me. We're divorced. He has nothing to do with my business or my professional capabilities." He sounded genuinely concerned. "He's manipulating you. Check my work. Review my performance. I guarantee you'll find nothing but professionalism and results." The client did review everything and apologized. "You're right. Your work is excellent. I shouldn't have questioned it." But Trevor kept trying. He called other clients, sent messages to people in her professional network, tried to plant seeds of doubt about her stability, her competence, her reliability. Patricia was furious. "This is defamation. This is intentional interference with your business. We can sue." "Do it," Simone said. "I'm done playing defense." They filed a lawsuit for defamation and harassment. Trevor was served at his office. Again, this time with both a criminal charge for violating the restraining order and a civil suit. His father called Simone's office. She took the call this time. "Ms. Winters, this has gone far enough. Trevor made mistakes, but you're destroying his life." "Mr. Winters, with respect, Trevor destroyed his own life. I'm simply refusing to let him destroy mine. He's facing criminal charges. He could lose his job. His reputation is in ruins. He committed adultery. He harassed me. He violated a restraining order. He attempted to sabotage my business. These are consequences of his choices. You could drop the charges. You could talk to him. I could, but I won't. Your son needs to learn that actions have consequences. Goodbye, Mr. Winters." She hung up feeling powerful. Not vindictive, but powerful. She wasn't a victim anymore. She wasn't the pathetic wife Trevor had mocked. She was a successful businesswoman who wouldn't tolerate being treated poorly. That evening, she painted. Bold strokes, deep colors, raw emotion transferred to canvas. When she stepped back, she saw strength in the piece. Resilience. Transformation. Garrett stopped by. They'd made it a habit, him dropping off coffee on his way to work sometimes, and saw the painting. "Simone, this is incredible. You weren't kidding when you said you used to paint. You like it." "I love it. It's powerful. It makes me feel something." "What does it make you feel?" "Strength. Like someone who's been through fire and came out stronger." She looked at the painting again, seeing what he saw. "Yeah, that's exactly what it is." The court date for Trevor's restraining order violation was set for early December. Simone didn't attend. Patricia represented her interests. But she got a full report afterward. "He showed up looking terrible," Patricia said over the phone. "Unshaven, wrinkled suit. Very different from the polished executive I first met." "What happened?" The judge was not sympathetic. Trevor tried to claim he was just trying to reconcile with his wife. The judge pointed out that you're divorced, you have a restraining order, and reconciliation requires both parties to be willing. And 6 months probation, mandatory counseling, and if he violates the order again, he'll face jail time. The judge also ordered him to cease all contact with your business associates and clients. Good. The defamation suit is still proceeding. His attorney is trying to settle. I'm listening. They're offering $50,000 and a public apology. Simone thought about it. The money didn't matter. Her business was thriving. But the public apology would set the record straight with anyone Trevor had tried to poison against her. I want $100,000 and a very specific apology that acknowledges he lied about my professional competence and mental stability. I'll counter with that. A week later, Trevor's attorney agreed. The settlement included $100,000, a written apology to be sent to every person and company Trevor had contacted, and a statement confirming that Simone Winters was a competent, professional businesswoman and that all previous statements to the contrary were false and made out of personal spite. It's done, Patricia said when the papers were signed. You've won. Completely. I know. And she did know. Not just legally, but in every way that mattered. Her business was succeeding beyond her initial goals. She'd rebuilt her life exactly the way she wanted it. She'd proven to herself that she didn't need Trevor, Didn't need his approval, didn't need anything from him. Janelle threw her a party, not a divorce party but a new life party. Her whole team came, plus friends from her networking group, her book club, her pottery class. Garrett came too, bringing a bottle of champagne and a wrapped package. "What's this?" Simone asked. "Open it." Inside was a set of professional-grade paintbrushes and a gift certificate to an art supply store. "Garrett, this is too much. You're getting back into painting. You should have good tools." She felt tears prick her eyes. "Thank you." The party was everything she needed. Laughter, celebration, people who genuinely cared about her success. She looked around her condo, filled with people she'd chosen to have in her life, and felt overwhelming gratitude. Later, as people were leaving, Garrett lingered. "Can I talk to you for a minute?" he asked. They stepped onto her balcony, the city lights spread out below them. "I know you said you weren't ready," Garrett started, "and I respect that. But I need to tell you something. These past few months, getting to know you, it's been the highlight of my year. You're brilliant and strong and creative. You make me laugh. You challenge me to think differently. And I'm falling for you." Simone's heart raced. "Garrett, you don't have to say anything. I'm not asking for an answer. I just needed you to know. When you're ready, if you're ever ready, I'm here. And if you're never ready, I understand that too. But I had to be honest with you." She looked at him, really looked at him. At the kindness in his eyes, the sincerity in his expression. At the way he'd shown up for her, consistently, without pressure, without agenda. Just genuine care and interest. "I'm scared," she admitted. "The last time I trusted someone, I trusted the wrong person. He made a fool of me." "He didn't make a fool of you. He made a fool of himself. And I'm not him. I know you're not. But I need more time. Take all the time you need." She stepped closer, making a decision. "What if we tried something? Slowly. Really slowly. Like actual dating, not just friendly coffee." His face lit up. "I would like that very much. But if I get scared or overwhelmed, I need you to understand." "I'll understand. We go at your pace. No pressure, no expectations." She smiled. "Okay then. We're dating. Slowly. Best news I've heard all year." That night, after everyone left, Simone sat on her couch and reflected on the past 6 months. From the worst moment of her life, standing in that hallway, hearing Trevor's cruelty, to this moment. Successful business owner. Surrounded by real friends. Free from a toxic marriage. And maybe, just maybe, ready to open her heart again. Her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. Her stomach dropped. Was Trevor using a new phone? But it wasn't Trevor. It was her real estate agent. Great news. The house sold. Above asking price. Closing in 30 days. Simone laughed. The universe really was cleaning up every loose end. She texted back, "Perfect." The final piece of her old life, gone. And she felt nothing but relief. 1 year after overhearing those devastating words, Simone stood in front of her team at the annual company meeting. Winter's marketing group had doubled in size, 12 employees now, 2 offices, clients across 3 states. "A year ago, I wasn't sure what the future held," she told her team. "But because of all of you, because of your hard work and dedication, we've built something incredible. We're not just a marketing agency. We're a team that creates real results for people who trust us. Thank you." The applause felt genuine. These were people who respected her, who worked with her, not for her. Who saw her as a leader, not a convenience. After the meeting, she had lunch with Patricia, who'd become more than just her attorney. She was a friend. "How does it feel?" Patricia asked. "A full year divorced?" "Honestly, I barely think about being divorced anymore. I just think about being myself. That's the best outcome possible." "I heard Trevor got married again," Simone said, not because she cared but because it was interesting news. "He did. 3 months ago. Another business arrangement, from what I understand. Her family has connections he needs. Some people never learn." "No, they don't. But you did. You learned, you grew, and you built something amazing." That evening, Simone had dinner plans with Garrett. They'd been dating for 6 months now, real dating, taking it slow like she'd asked. He'd been patient, respectful, never pushing for more than she was ready to give. He picked her up at 7 and they drove to a new restaurant by the water. "I have something to tell you," she said over dinner. He looked nervous. "Okay. I've been holding back. Not consciously, but I've been protecting myself. Keeping part of myself separate just in case." "I understand. But I don't want to do that anymore. You've shown me consistently that you're trustworthy. That you care about me, not what I can do for you or how I look on your arm. You see me, the real me. I do see you, and I like what I see. So I'm ready to really try this. No holding back, no safety nets. I'm all in. His smile was brilliant. Yeah. He reached across the table and took her hand. I'm all in too. Have been for a while. They talked about the future, tentatively, hopefully. Places they wanted to travel. Books they wanted to read. Goals for their businesses. Nothing concrete, nothing rushed, just possibilities. After dinner, they walked along the waterfront. The city lights reflected on the water. The air was crisp and clean. I'm happy, Simone said, almost surprised by her own words. You should be. You've earned it. No, I mean really happy. Not performing happiness, not forcing myself to believe I'm happy. Actually, genuinely happy. That's because you built a life that's actually yours. She stopped walking and looked at him. Thank you. For what? For being patient. For being kind. For showing me that not all men are like Trevor. Trevor was an idiot. You know that, right? I do now. He kissed her then, soft and sweet, and Simone felt something she hadn't felt in years. Hope. Real, solid hope for the future. A month later, at her business anniversary party, Simone looked around at everything she'd built. Her team was laughing, networking, celebrating. Her office was beautiful and professional. Her clients were happy and loyal. Her friends were real and supportive. Janelle found her on the balcony, taking a moment alone. You did it, Janelle said. You really did it. We did it. I couldn't have survived that first night without you. Sure you could have. But I'm glad you didn't have to. They stood together, looking out at the city. You ever hear from Trevor? Janelle asked. No. And I hope I never do. Heard through the grapevine that his new marriage isn't going well. Not my problem. Not your problem, Janelle agreed. You know what is your problem? Your boyfriend is inside being charming to your entire staff. Simone laughed. He is good at that. He's good for you. He is. She went back inside, found Garrett talking to Andre about analytics strategies. He looked up when she approached, and his whole face brightened. There she is. I was just telling Andre about that crazy campaign we collaborated on. The one that tripled their customer engagement in 2 months? Simone said. That's the one. The party continued late into the night. When it finally wound down, Garrett helped her clean up. You don't have to do that, she said. I know. I want to. They worked together in comfortable silence, and Simone realized this was what partnership actually looked like. Not one person serving another, not one person diminished to make the other bigger, but two equals working side by side. Later, sitting on her couch with tea, she reflected on the journey. A year ago, she'd been standing in a hallway, her world shattering. She'd felt pathetic, foolish, broken. But she wasn't broken. She'd been bent, maybe, but not broken. And in the rebuilding, she'd made herself stronger, clearer, more authentically herself than she'd ever been. Trevor had said, marry her? I'd rather die, about his mistress, thinking he was safe keeping Simone as the respectable wife while having his fun elsewhere. He'd called her pathetic, mocked her to his friends, taken her for granted. He'd been so wrong. The best revenge wasn't destroying him, though legally she'd held him accountable for his actions. The best revenge was building a life so full, so successful, so genuinely happy that he became irrelevant. She'd erased him from her life, just like she'd promised Janelle that first night. Not through anger or bitterness, but through success and growth and choosing herself. Her phone buzzed. A text from her real estate agent. Closing on the house is complete. Funds transferred to your account. Congratulations. The last tie to her old life severed. The house was sold, the money in her account. Money she'd used to expand her business, to invest in her future. Garrett had fallen asleep on her couch. She smiled, covering him with a blanket. This was her life now. Real, messy, beautiful, and completely her own. She picked up her paintbrush and worked on her latest piece. A sunrise over the city, bright and hopeful. As she painted, she thought about second chances, about rebuilding, about the unexpected ways life can transform when you refuse to accept less than you deserve. Trevor had said he'd rather die than marry his mistress. He'd kept Simone around for appearances, for convenience, for respectability. But Simone had chosen life. Real life. Her own life.